What if everything we thought we knew about the Roloff family was a lie? What if the $3.5 million farm sale, the relationships, and even the love stories we've watched for years were all part of something much darker? Today, we're peeling back the curtain on Little People, Big World's most shocking chapter yet, where truth, money, and manipulation collide. Because according to insiders, what really happened behind closed doors on Roloff Farms wasn't about family. It was about control, image, and power. Caryn Chandler, once the quiet girlfriend, is now accused of being the mastermind behind a $3.5 million lie that shattered trust and redefined the Roloff legacy. And while Amy Roloff fights to rebuild her life and image, new revelations about Chris Marek's past have surfaced, painting a picture that no one, not even longtime fans, saw coming. For nearly 2 decades, Little People, Big World has been more than just a TV show. It's been a window into the heart of one of America's most unique and inspiring families. We watched Matt and Amy build a dream on their Oregon farm, raise 4 children, and overcome challenges that made millions root for them. But somewhere between fame and family, something broke. The laughter turned into tension, the family dinners turned into silence. And behind the smiles, a quiet war began over land, loyalty, and love. In this video, we're uncovering the $3.5 million lie that's tearing apart the Roloff empire, and exposing how Caryn Chandler allegedly orchestrated a takeover that blindsided everyone, including Amy. We'll also break down the real reason Amy and Caryn's feud has grown so personal, and why fans are now questioning whether Chris Marek's past could hold the key to understanding the chaos unfolding today. By the end of this video, you won't just see Little People, Big World as a family reality show. You'll see it as a real-life empire built on love, money, and secrets, and the truth may be far more devastating than anyone expected. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. The controversy begins where it all started, the Roloff family farm. For nearly 2 decades, those rolling green acres were more than land. They were a symbol, a promise of unity, legacy, and love. It was where Matt and Amy Roloff raised their children, built their dreams, and filmed countless memories for millions of Little People, Big World fans. But that dream didn't last. In 2022, news broke that Matt Roloff had listed a large portion of Roloff Farms for a staggering $3.5 million. The listing stunned fans and devastated the Roloff family. What was once the family's pride had suddenly become the center of a painful divide. Amy Roloff, who had sold her share of the farm to Matt years earlier during their divorce, was blindsided. She later revealed that, in her mind, the farm would always belong to the Roloff children. To her, it wasn't just property. It was the legacy of everything they'd built together. "I never thought he'd sell it," she admitted. "That land meant something to all of us." But others say the sale wasn't entirely Matt's idea. Behind the scenes, Caryn Chandler, Matt's longtime girlfriend and former Roloff Farms employee, may have had more influence than anyone realized. According to insiders close to the couple, Caryn allegedly encouraged Matt to move on from the past, to stop clinging to the family home that carried so many painful memories of his marriage to Amy. She wanted a fresh start, a clean slate, and as some say, a new life together, away from the constant drama that surrounded the farm. But to Amy and her children, this wasn't about moving on. It was about control. Sources close to Amy claim Caryn had been quietly steering Matt's decisions for years, slowly reshaping the future of the Roloff empire. Some even believe she strategically influenced the sale to fund the couple's comfortable lifestyle in Arizona, where they've been building a new home and life far from the Oregon spotlight. And that's where the whispers began. Fans started calling it the $3.5 million lie. A lie built on broken promises, family betrayal, and what many saw as a complete erasure of the Roloff legacy. Social media exploded with outrage. Loyal viewers who had watched the family grow up on screen couldn't believe that the very place where Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob spent their childhoods was now just another real estate deal. Even more shocking, many fans blamed Caryn directly. Comment sections filled with messages accusing her of tearing the family apart, of destroying what Amy built, and of pushing Matt to sell out his own children. Meanwhile, Amy Roloff stayed mostly silent. She didn't lash out publicly, she didn't start a feud online, but her Instagram posts began to tell their own story, quiet, emotional, and deeply reflective. Posts about forgiveness, starting over, and protecting your peace. Quotes about trust, betrayal, and letting go. To fans who knew Amy's heart, the message was clear. She was hurt not just by the sale, but by how it happened. For years, Amy had held on to hope that one of her sons, Zach or Jeremy, would take over the farm and carry on the Roloff legacy. Both had shown interest at different points, but behind the scenes, negotiations fell apart. Zach later revealed that his father's price and attitude made the deal impossible. Jeremy and his wife, Audrey, also expressed heartbreak, saying they'd dreamed of raising their children on the same land they grew up on. But that dream ended the moment the for sale sign went up. The Roloff family, once united by their shared history, now stood divided by distrust and disappointment. Fans couldn't help but wonder, was this truly a family falling apart, or was it part of a much bigger plan? Some believe Caryn saw the farm as more of a burden than a blessing. She had worked there for years before ever dating Matt. She knew the stress, the cameras, the chaos. And after the divorce, she was done with it all. The endless fan speculation, the tension with Amy, the drama between the siblings. Selling the land meant freedom, but freedom for whom? Matt and Caryn seemed to celebrate their decision almost immediately. Within months, they were spending more time in Arizona, sharing sunshine-filled photos and smiling selfies, a stark contrast to Amy's quiet sadness back in Oregon. To outsiders, it looked like two completely different worlds. One couple celebrating their next chapter, while the other quietly mourned the loss of the past. And that's when fans began to dig deeper, noticing subtle inconsistencies in Matt's story. Why did he claim the farm was too big for the kids to handle, yet refuse to give them a fair chance to buy it? Why did the listing price seem designed to push them out rather than bring them in? And why did Caryn appear to have more say in the matter than Amy or even the Roloff children? Every answer led to more questions, and every photo of Matt and Caryn smiling in Arizona only fueled the suspicion that something about this sale wasn't as innocent as it seemed. By the time the property was officially listed, the damage was done. Amy had lost her connection to the land she once called home. Zach and Jeremy had lost their childhood dream. And the Roloff family, once America's symbol of love and perseverance, was left fractured, with invisible lines drawn between them. The $3.5 million wasn't just a price tag. It was a reminder of everything they'd lost and everyone they'd become. And as whispers of betrayal continued to spread online, fans couldn't shake one question. If Caryn Chandler really did push for the sale, what else had she been influencing behind the scenes? While Caryn's shadow loomed large over the Roloff family, a quieter, yet equally unsettling story was beginning to unfold on the other side. It involved a man who had long been viewed as Amy Roloff's second chance at happiness, Chris Marek. For years, Chris was the steady hand guiding Amy through her post-divorce years. Fans saw him as calm, patient, and endlessly understanding, a stark contrast to the turbulence she endured with Matt. But lately, that image has started to crack. It began innocently enough, a few curious fans scrolling through old public records and social media archives. What they found, though, quickly turned into something much more serious. Allegations surfaced hinting that Chris wasn't always the perfect gentleman he seemed to be. Some reports claimed he'd faced financial troubles long before meeting Amy, debts, failed business ventures, and strained partnerships that he never publicly acknowledged. Online forums began buzzing. Reddit threads, Facebook fan pages, and LPBW discussion boards were flooded with speculation. One user even claimed that Caryn Chandler herself was aware of Chris's past long before Amy ever said, "I do." According to these fan theories, Caryn allegedly used this information as quiet leverage, a way to keep Amy emotionally off balance, ensuring she'd never regain full confidence or independence after leaving the farm. Imagine the irony. The man Amy thought was her safe haven, her redemption story after years of public heartbreak, might have been her greatest vulnerability. Whispers grew louder when cryptic posts began appearing on social media. messages that seemed to allude to tension in Amy and Chris's marriage. Some suggested that private arguments had begun spilling into the public eye, while others speculated that Chris's hidden past was beginning to resurface, forcing the couple to confront realities they'd both hoped to leave buried. Even fans who once adored their love story started to question what was really going on behind those carefully curated Instagram smiles. Why had Amy suddenly become quieter online? Why had she started posting nostalgic throwbacks instead of new couple photos? Was this her subtle way of signaling distress, or just a coincidence? Meanwhile, Caryn and Matt were preparing to step into their new Arizona chapter, seemingly leaving the Oregon farm and all its emotional baggage behind. But for Amy, staying behind meant facing a haunting truth. Her former life with Matt might be over, yet the emotional power dynamics that defined it never truly disappeared. Because if Caryn really did know Chris's secrets, and if those secrets are now coming to light, Amy's world could be collapsing from both sides. On one hand, her ex-husband and his new fiancé are moving forward without her. On the other, the man she trusted to heal her wounds may have brought his own scars into the marriage. And that's where the story shifts from reality TV to something much more raw, a real human unraveling, far from the lights and cameras. In the world of Little People, Big World, where every scene can be reshot and every story edited to fit a narrative, this feels painfully real. The $3.5 million farm lie, the manipulation, the secret. All of it leads to one haunting realization: the Roloff family we thought we knew no longer exists. Caryn Chandler's influence didn't just shift the dynamics, it rewrote the legacy of the Roloff name. Amy Roloff's once steady world was shaken to its core. And Chris Marek's hidden past may have been the final blow in a saga already heavy with betrayal and pain. As the dust settles over the Roloff farm, one question lingers in the hearts of fans everywhere. Is this the end of the Roloffs as we know them, or just another chapter in a story that refuses to fade? Because in Little People, Big World, truth and illusion have always shared the same screen. And until the next secret surfaces, all we can do is watch and wonder. Thanks for watching, and until next time.